Hello, welcome to the Sorare Lounge, courtesy of the Sorare Thursday Club. Santé, I am San Jose Earthquake's #1 limited collector, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I am joined, as always, by my glamorous co-hosts, play sharper, Everton expert, and overall duck lover, Johnny, aka Tornado, and the guy who is already over rivals, Jesse, aka Swiss Mafia, live in person again in this little intra-office setup. How are we this evening, gents?
Good. Thinking our moustaches look fantastic. Would you like to share everyone your hair? Now it's been dyed again, bit more blonde.
I am having a midlife crisis with this broken arm, so I'm now dyeing my hair, growing a moustache, living the dream. But we do have Sorare caps to cover up all of those misgivings.
What is next? Where can you go from there?
Where can you go from here? I think you can go platinum blonde, can't you? Hang on, I'm just trying to lower my chair because I feel quite high up next to you. There you go.
Maybe dye your pubes or something?
Yeah, probably not for the podcast, but maybe in private life. Yeah,
I do like the ankle look. To be fair, there's an upgrade on last week's. I don't know what you classify it as. What was it?
The Jerry Halliwell.
That's the one.
Yeah, I do like Ant Gordon actually. I've got his rare mainly because I wanted him to do well despite Johnny that he left Everton, and he's actually doing.
He's actually quite good.
He's actually good now. Yeah, so
you look like Claire Balding. You look like Claire Balding went trans.
Yes, so welcome to everyone that's listening. Hopefully not for the first time. If you're watching live or if you're watching afterwards, please could you like and subscribe and all that vibe. Helps us keep the lights on at the podcast, and we appreciate it. On the bombshell of the Claire Balding comment. Anyone got any teams in this midweek doing well? International break, loving it?
I mean, no, not really. Had one team which had Rodri as captain, and he's pulled out of the Spain squad this afternoon, as you politely advised on our WhatsApp group. So my only good team is ruined, but I'm having fun with rivals. I'm sure we'll get to that at some point, but that's sort of filling the gap a little bit. But it's still no Sorare normal club weekend, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I actually put a bit of thought into mine. I got my 3 Japanese players lined up with Rodri and the Estonia keeper. I was very confident of it coming good. And there are 4 DMPs let in so far with just the keeper to play Estonia. So that
Have you
has
seen
not
the Estonian keeper's historic performance as well, mate? That's quite a gamble.
Yeah,
the Arsenal guy.
Hein, yeah.
Yeah, Karl Hein.
He's good, but I mean, Estonia are shit.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, mate. Sorry to burst out.
I know. I mean, he's on his own in the team now, so I don't think he can get 280 points on his own. I've mainly just been buying some extra pieces for my collections. Big Harry Maguire ready for his debut.
Oh my goodness.
We got a few more City boys into collection. I think Cole Palmer looks class. That's what I took from the weekend.
He does look good, doesn't he? Annoyingly good.
I found Sir Hiss's prices to be very reasonable this week, so I've been doing some trades with him.
He's a reasonable man. He's probably is the best trading option in the minute.
I think so, price-wise. I like the box when it just pops back,
easy.
so I can
I see you bought Jesse's lookalike as well, Kyle Walker.
The man I've modelled my hair on, Garnacho, aka Starboy, he's in there now.
Yeah, so awful he didn't get picked by Argentina for their squad.
Yeah, Palestri's in international duty as well, so one of our wingers is in.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Anyway,
this might be my first international week. I haven't won anything.
I know you got let down, didn't you, by old Big Vic?
Back last night, fucking horrendous.
I forget you are built for international weeks, aren't you?
Week. This next 2 game weeks are the strongest I'll be. If I don't win anything these next 2 game weeks, then I might as well quit. I probably should quit anyway, but maybe I will.
It's got to that point, isn't it, in the qualifiers where like teams have mostly qualified already, so there's like shitloads of rotation happening, and I don't know.
Mate, Swift have got to win. This is
that's true.
Massive game.
And Denmark,
Danish cards.
Got my Danish cards. They still need to pull it out.
They need to win as well, don't they? So actually, to be fair, that point is irrelevant to you. But in terms of other international teams, I noticed there's been quite a lot of rotation.
Here's one for you, mate. Pickford, is he going to play in goal? Because he's one of my keepers.
I think he'll definitely play one one of the games, and I'm pretty sure England have 2 games in the
Yeah,
game.
they do.
Malta and North Macedonia. You've got to think he'll get one. It makes sense to play the first team and then a rotated team.
So would you play him in your best team, or would you play the other keeper I have?
If I was doing it logically, I'd play the rotated team against Malta, who are absolute toffee on toast. And it doesn't matter who you play, you probably win. And then the better team, I think it's away to North Macedonia. So that is sort of a test. They're not like,
because he'll get some touches, maybe.
Yeah.
Saves.
But I think he might. I think it might be the other way round. I think he might go for a massacre of Malta. Harry Kane.
I think he's likely to start Pickford against Malta because they want to see what the other keeper can do when there's maybe a bit more action. Because Malta aren't going to have much goal attempts. They'll probably go and beat us now. But
Pickford and Rashford are my two England players. I'm just not sure what to do with them, where to put them.
Yeah, I'll probably sell Rashford, mate.
I think
not blue enough.
They're likely to get a game each, and they're both easy enough fixtures that they should be able to score well in whatever fixture. Although the goalie's probably on for 60 maximum, isn't he? Like my Japanese goalie this morning. But where I was trying to lead us with this international talk before we actually got involved into the international talk was what you can do when you haven't got SO5 teams is play rivals, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely flown the new game mode, hasn't it? People sending out invitations, giving away in competitions. They've been everywhere, but I've seen they've slowed it down now, so you can only have one invite a week because too many people have just sort of, it's essentially gone live, isn't it? Everyone's playing it. I guess they'll probably launch it properly after the international break, so they can have it for.
I guess they're seeing how it goes whilst there's like not a huge amount of games, just to like see. It is a bit mad. It's a bit too. You should only be able to like challenge maybe like 10 people a day, or like fulfill 3 fixtures a day or something. Because at the moment it's just like notifications coming left, right, and centre, isn't it? Well, it's for me.
Yeah, and I don't actually fully know whether I should be accepting them, like what the benefit of me playing loads versus not is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think all you can do at the moment is complete the achievements, right? To win coins, like win 1 arena match, win 3. I think that's all you can do at the moment. Hopefully, there'll be more things you win in the future to keep some interest. But I'm going to lead with, what are your initial thoughts on it? Do you like it, Johnny?
Well, let's start with the good news first, and go for me. So I'm going to say that I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good bit of fun. It doesn't like detract from the game at all, does it? It doesn't affect anyone's gallery value. It doesn't do anything in terms of making anyone annoyed. I think, you either love it or you hate it. Some people just choose not to do it, which is totally fine. You don't have to do it at all. But I like it. I think it's a bit of fun. It's kept me occupied today. I like how you can make changes up to the deadline. So you can sort of make sure you've got your 5 starters good to go. But yeah, I think it's fun. I like it.
Jesse, why don't you tell us how you feel about rivals?
I feel I'm over it already. I don't get it.
Were you ever under it?
No. So it's actually quite well done as a platform. I'm playing it. If this was the only iteration of Sorare with your cards, then I'd be like, this is actually quite cool. And it's quite like, it looks quite social, right? Where you can challenge people. So I do like the concept of it, but I just can't be asked. Like, it's just another admin job for me. Like, because I play the main game. If I didn't play the main game, honestly, mate, I would do it. But I play Sorare, so for me, I don't get where it fits in for me personally.
I think it's not really, necessarily aimed towards people like us that have been on the platform for a long time. It's a bit of fun maybe for newbies getting into it, seeing how the scoring works, getting the buzz around sort of Sorare in general. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily for people like us. I mean, I love it. It is just an extra thing to think about, but I love filling my life with Sorare related things. So
yeah.
I think you're probably a mixture of the two of us, aren't you, Rick? You kind of like it and also kind of get bored of it.
Yeah. As always, I fall somewhere in the rational middle of you two. In that, I actually think it's probably more fun than I expected it to be. I think it's better done than I expected it to be. But yeah, I quickly, after having like 5 games of it, being like, I don't need this to like go and check the lineups once they're done. It is fun, and I could see it being useful. Say we're down the pub having a beer, watching a game. Let's have a line up the rivals. Loser does gets drinks in, or we're going to watch this game.
To be fair, we've said that from the off, haven't we? Like once we've got a few drinks, like we'll be doing that off the bat.
You come around and watch Burnley versus Cray Town Cartoons or whatever they were that played last night in the FA Cup. Paper Mills. Let's watch this. Go on then. We'll put a match on. We'll have a little contest. Loser does something. I do like playing my friends at it, and like I beat you 3 times in a row today, and I love loading that up on you, handing out the L's like they're Skittles. But like, that type of thing's fun. It's just quite a lot when you already have a lot to do on Sorare. I already spend a lot of time on Sorare, so do I also want this?
What would be cooler would be like if they changed the game so it was like an eliminator or just something different where like there's a point to play in it. There's like some sort of jeopardy. You're not getting spammed by invitations to playing just the same thing over and over again. It's like, right, once you're out, and you keep going. And then there's something a bit better at the end of it, even if it's just a shitload of coins.
Do you know what I'd like? I think it'd be. I mean, they have announced it's like a first iteration, which I think as a first iteration is very good, personally. Yeah. And I think you probably think that as well, Jess. It is good for a first iteration of something, especially for Sorare. They've screwed up a few things previously, haven't they? But like, I'd like there to be some sort of like league table where there's like relegation and promotion.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I think.
Private leagues where you could be in with your friends. I think is something that will definitely come.
It's a pain in the ass having to like challenge like you every game individually. When I want to just like blanketly challenge you every game with one button, which would be like a league table, because I want to play you and smash you every time, except I'm losing every single game to you at the moment, which is annoying. But
there's definitely more. It will definitely evolve, and there'll be definitely more leagues and more things to like compete at. I think it'd be important what you get from it, like what are the rewards, like a progression. Coins. Do this many things to get this. I don't expect them to give away like cards or money or anything, but like something that rewards a bit of grinding.
Even XP on your existing cards, that would be good. Like, there's a reason to do it.
Like, it counts as like what you get in a training lineup. Like, if you play a game with your cards, they get the same XP they get.
That's a very good point, actually, because it's annoying how I could buy another training team or 2, but I've got so many freaking cards that I can't put into training every week. And I know, don't they get like a standard 0.5 every week anyway? But
no, if they're not in a team or training, they don't get any XP.
I thought there was some rule they came up with, which meant they got a little bit of XP.
I don't believe so anymore.
But that's a good point, actually. That'd be good to have a bit of cheeky XP in there.
What do you think? This is what we thought of it. Doesn't really matter because I think it's being aimed at like first time casual new mobile users, isn't it? So as a first iteration, what do you think new users would think of this, and would that be enticing to get people to want to play and get involved with Sorare?
I mean, yeah, I think it's good for people to get involved. People seem to be loving it on the whole on Twitter, don't they? I think. People are retweeting everything and asking for links and saying, "Oh, I beat you this week." Hey. I think it's good.
Yeah, they're all people. We're all people that are on Sorare and have cards and love Sorare, and we're all going, "This is awesome." Will it get new people in? Will new people
think of our mates,
download this and go, "This is fun. This is better than FPL. This is what I want to play." I can't really think of something directly similar.
I can FPL because it gives you fuck all at the end of it.
Yeah, FPL, but it's not like per game, is it? But yeah, I think it's better than I expected, but I'm not sure how it hooks in new people the way it currently is.
It doesn't, does it? Like, why did you come back in? And what's the people talk about the dopamine hit? What's the hit you're getting for winning apart from beating your mate a couple of times? Which again, like. Apply to having something on the line for it, having some beers, whatever it might be, which is fun, but that's like a one-off thing. Like,
but you play FPL or you play FIFA, and you beat people and you go back, so you want to beat the next person, you get 8 wins, no losses in the first game. You want to play the second one.
FPL was shit though.
But
people tend to go back because they've been playing for years, don't they? Really?
Okay, right. We're struggling to convince Mr. Negative.
Can someone please call Jesse a wambulance? Because there's a lot of whinging coming from over there. I think
come on them tinted glasses. Tell me why it's going to bring the mass millions to it.
I wouldn't
necessarily say that this iteration of it is going to bring the mass millions to it, but I think it's a start, and I do think they could incorporate things like the league tables, like something like some sort of knockout, like you mentioned, where you start at like a 64 people and you go all the way to 64, 32, 16 and end up having a final where like Sorare selects the teams you've got to predict. I don't know, something like that. And you could win a trophy, which would then show in your trophy cabinet on Sorare.
Oh, I do love trophies.
I do love trophies. I think there's a lot of things they can do with this. But this is still a very basic version of how I think it will end up being.
Yeah. I will say, like you can see here, where it has the cards listed, and when you put your teams in and it has the cards come up, how much it would cost to buy them, or, they're always constantly popping up, aren't they? This is your cards, buy these. Yeah. And I think it's, for me, someone who loses their shit at deadlines every week and just wants to go and snap buy a load of random limiteds to put into my things. I've already looked at these when I was setting a team going like, God, he's only £1.98. I could stick him in. I could get his cards, put him in 20% more. So I do think it's a really clever way. Obviously, those instant buys have been used more than we've thought. Anyway, I've seen people buying Harry Maguire for like 30 quid today.
What, rare?
Limiteds.
30 quid limited.
30 quid?
Harry Maguire.
Jesus Christ.
You didn't pay 30 quid. You didn't pay 30 quid for Harry Maguire.
No. New season cards. I'm probably exaggerating. I have been known to exaggerate in life.
Jesus, I was just like, if you've paid £30 for Harry Maguire.
Oh my God.
At auction yesterday, limited Harry Maguire.
33 quid.
That's mental. Why have you done that? Whoever did that.
And his.
I mean, I made worse purchases by calling an idiot.
No, it's not a serial or anything. It's just number 14. His instant buy floor is above that now. So yeah, he is. I could see myself picking up a couple of really cheap ones, but I think it's really clever how it pops up everywhere. It makes sense now why they want these instant buys, so they can include it on the app. So they're like, it's there and it's one click away, and all you need is someone to fill in one card and then go, I can enter a semi-pro tournament now. So then they go on to the real thing. So I think it's a really important step to have those instant buys on there as well. And for people like me, where limited cards are like crack, and you just want to have them all, and I cannot stop myself buying them. Seeing them down here, it's when you enter the team and then they all just pop up, and it's like, here's your 5 cards, and you're like, oh yeah.
Hashtag no more yellows.
Yeah, hashtag no more yellows. But if I had a couple of beers down the pub, I'm buying one of them just to make sure I beat you two.
I've bought 6 yellows in the last 13 hours.
Yeah. They'll have lost 50% by next week. So
probably, but I don't care.
No, mate, you can play them in Rivals. Be all right.
So I do think it's cleverly done. I do think it's cleverly done in that way. Have you noticed anything off that you think could be improved about the setup of Rivals?
Well, the navigation throughout the whole Rivals thing is awful. Don't know if you've noticed the same. Sometimes the games don't show as live. It's really difficult to figure out how you challenge people. Sometimes I don't know. It seems a bit laggy as well when you're trying to accept challenges for me. And it's I don't know if you get it as well. My phone vibrates as if it's accepted something, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's just, yeah, you're getting that as well. It's not just me. So yeah, it's a bit. It needs some work, but I don't want to go in because this is supposed to be their beta, initial thing. I think it's just accidentally got spread around a lot because people have gone mad for it.
It's constructive criticism. It is a beta, and I think it'll get a lot better. And I'm pleasantly surprised with how it is to start with. If anyone's got any views, drop them in the live chat. Let's hear what you've got to think. What you've got to think. What you've got to say. We love to hear from our 1 or 2 loyal fans. I think the player selection's a bit off as well. Do you know how it has one player on each side when you're scrolling down to
It's a
see
random
them.
order, isn't it?
And they've just got like selected written in the top corner, but loads of them are just silhouettes. It's really hard to see. I want to see all of them and see who's playing.
They put like names like without like Cristiano R. They're not. It's like they're not allowed to use his name.
Like when he played Pro Evolution Soccer, back in the day, and we were like, we are the Blue Toffees, and here is Dave Cornish Levin. And
is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Correct. See, it's easy to figure out when you know.
Dave Cornish Levin.
Yeah,
I like it. I might buy him. But yeah, it is. Yeah, there's something a little bit off with it, and it is kind of annoying how the images aren't on there, despite the fact Sorare have images of the players on Sorare.
Yeah, so basically, everything you two are saying kind of goes against the aim of this Rivals piece, which is aiming at the new starters, right? The casuals, the new audience, those that you want to pick up and play and retain. But yet you go on there and you're kind of a little bit lost in navigation.
It needs work.
Like, that's I find it exactly the same. Like, I know what I'm looking for, and I'm a bit like, oh, it's not very ordered. Like, and again, it is beta, so like,
it is beta.
This isn't the end product, but if this were to be end product, it's definitely not going to hit its audience, in my opinion.
Maybe
I think the core gameplay's definitely got something to it, but yeah, everything needs to be tightened up. But
another thing I do like about it is that you can select a tactic for the game you select, whether your squad you select you think will be good at keeping possession or shooting. Like if say you selected an extra forward as your extra player, then you might want to put your shots on target as your tactic. I think that's a good little added because it sets teams apart. Like even if you have the same 5 as another person, they might have selected shots on target. You might have selected like tackles 1 or whatever the 5 are. I can't remember now. But I think
I have been negative about it. One thing it is good at, or like I think progress has made, is it's more social. Like something that's and Sorare doing that tiny bit at the minute with like. In fact, we're going to go into bits and I'm going to ruin it, but a few of the new iterations they're putting in are making it like it's up in the communications, making more interactive between players, and the Rivals does do that. So, like, I feel like again, if they do get it right, then actually it's progress. Because that's something that's missing for me. It's like the interactivity and the fact that you're sat there not really knowing kind of what's going on at the other end.
Who's got an invite for Red or Dead? I haven't got any left. Anyone got any left?
Red or Dead? I might have. I gave one out last night. I might have another one.
We'll have a hunt for you after.
We have a look. See.
Evening as well, Red or Dead. Nice to have you on board. Forgot what I was going to say. Can't remember what we're talking about. Rivals,
social aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. It's definitely been going off on Twitter, isn't it? Like people have been like chatting about beating another person, and I think it's good for that. It gets people talking.
And the little videos. That was what I was going to say. You know, little videos at the end when they pop up, and it's like Instagram stories, and it tells you what happens and who you beat and the scores for that. I think that's really cleverly done. And if they made that shareable straight to your socials and stuff, that'd be really good marketing for people just to be spamming those stories onto their own social medias. I think that's a cool little aspect. Yeah.
Mine aired out earlier when I tried to watch it, but I do like the aspect, the like idea of it. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. It's addictive seeing your win total go up as well, having that little column. I think it's well designed. Yeah, but I think that's a lot of talk about Rivals there.
What's Red or Dead think? Let us know, mate.
Yeah,
he can't play it. He can't.
Oh shit!
He can't tell you anything.
Let me have a look for you now.
And you absolutely pussied out of my Luxembourg stack, didn't you, Rick? I mean, they're flying.
Anyway, that's enough Rivals.
Red or Dead. There's one in the live chat. Try that.
Okay. Ooh.
Quick, get there.
Sent by Swiss Mail.
Right, let's move on. That's a lot of Rivals talk.
Too much.
Live happening tonight. Live breaking update was they dropped the trade offers. When you get trade offer and you can now have a reason for rejecting. They mentioned in that little product update they had the other day, didn't they? And now we can see here Swiss Mafia on screen has bid for my Oli Laraz When I go
That's a
to
value offer.
when I go to reject, you now have the options of I only want money, the offer is too low, I do not want to sell, I want more cash. I don't know if that's in general life or just for this, or my card is currently in a lineup. So obviously for the absolute animal that's Oli Loraz, is the offer is too low. So you now get options when declining. I guess the point of this is, to make it easier for someone to know if it's going to be possible, what you want, without having to go down that whole route of discording people, which I'm completely over, and I don't answer my discords anymore. But what do you think of that? Think it's a good thing? Would you have any other options, would be my other question.
I think it is a good thing, and I definitely would have more options. It's difficult to judge however many options there should be. I like one that says close but not quite enough or something like that, and one that says, I saw some suggestions on Twitter saying we need to have one that says go fuck, which I thought was quite a good option. But yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it'd be very good to have a chat function in Sorare, to be perfectly honest, although that would probably cost some crap loads of money. But this is about as close as you can get to having some sort of chat at the moment on Sorare. So, I think it's a good thing, definitely. And I do think 89p for Oli Loraz Super Rare is reasonable.
Also, they've added this available for trade button on the player page, which you can choose to have your player set as available or, not available. This card.
So if you press unavailable, am I literally not able to even make you an offer for him in any form?
I think it's just a red light, green light. So when you look in browsing players, if someone's willing to do it, so you're not wasting time.
Make this card available for trade offers. So I wonder if you couldn't make it.
Let me try now. So you've just taken off the available for trade, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you my thoughts on this. This is genuinely one of my favourite updates we've ever had. I can't remember the last.
Wow.
Time. Honestly.
Wow. This is polar opposite. It's like Jekyll and Hyde with you tonight, Jess.
Yeah.
But I love trading. Like, trading's how I survive. And it drives me insane that, you don't know. You can spend hours sieving through the market trying to, trade with different players. And you have no idea if, you've just missed the mark or, why they're saying no. And this is obviously only cover it to a point. I'm guessing they can't have free text for obvious reasons that people can put some pretty horrific stuff in there and cause trouble. But, it just makes it easier, browsing, buying. I think it'll make the market more liquid and, again, more social. That's what this platform needs. The more social it gets, the bigger it becomes, in my opinion.
No,
I agreed. Any additional information is good, right?
I can't make you a trade, by the way, for Oli Loraz. So
there you go. So it works. If I turn it off, he's unavailable for trade. Which
but what if you were to forget that you'd done that and then?
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it? I guess. I think it makes sense. If you don't want people to make you offers for players, now you can turn off card involvement, can you? You only want cash. I want cash or ETH. I think it's much better, this level of control we've got over your cards. I would tend to keep mine on anyway, just in case someone offered me something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm never going to turn it off. But I think if you're getting repeatedly annoying offers for somebody, then you could just.
These options are a good start, though, right? We do want, when someone's close to the offer or completely off, it makes sense to have as many options as possible to try and lead them down.
I'm going to abuse it to hell tonight.
Is it just me, though? Is it just me? Or when you play Football Manager, I used to get so frustrated I only had 5 options. I wanted one of the options to be fucking play better, you bastards! I wanted it to be aggressive. I want there to be an aggressive option.
You want an aggressive option, mate?
Yeah. You could pitch that to Sorare. I'm not sure how they're going to take that as an option. It might go.
I want there to be an option to say, is this a serious offer? Or something like that.
What's this about Claire Boulding?
Just starting now. Hope it's not a shit one. Claire Boulding is fucking gopping. That is probably going back to my blonde hair at the start of the show.
I love it. It's not one to mince your words, are you, Paul? I like it.
No,
big fan.
Tell us how you really feel, Paul. Tell us how you really feel.
I mean, he's not wrong, to be fair. We're all thinking it. We just choose not to quite say it in those words, but I like it. I agree with
my
you.
moustache is slightly more glorious than
You look
Claire.
like 1998 Romania.
Yeah.
They all died already.
Chasco and all those boys.
I've got my Southgate top on, so don't go throw in.
That's true.
Was that the top? That wasn't the top they wore, was it? It was when Phil Neville was playing.
This is
and he tapped them down.
96. Yeah, this is 96.
Oh, great.
While I try and keep the show on some form of Sorare-related course, let's have a look at those pitch notes in full, shall we? While
Red or Dead, I've sent you an invite to your Cantona kicker, by the way. Have a little look.
So we had the fresh page designs there for each player. I like aesthetic updates.
Yeah, I noticed this the day before. I thought I meant to say something on the group, but I didn't. But like, I think it's good. You can see like how it's almost like a very small version of Wikipedia underneath as well, which is kind of cool to see like where they were born and shit like that. Not like really give a crap, but like it is much better, much more informative page, isn't it?
Yes.
Here's one for Shakhtar Donetsk. Valery Bondar. Is he the boy? Is he good? Anyone know him?
Literally never heard of him.
Sorry, I was just screen tied out of it. I was just making sure he was still going. So this is nice. It offers more stats, right? Home and away, sort of adding more of the elements you get from Sorare data into the actual client itself. Yeah, I like aesthetic updates.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like, they're constantly improving, which is what you want. And it's not. It doesn't make navigating harder, I don't think, does it? If anything, it's better. It's relatively easy because you work your way around the left-hand side, and then you've just got more information if you want it.
I noticed as well, because I've been quite active on the old secondary market the last couple of days. All these stupid limiters I've been buying. Like when you're scrolling through players now, you can click a little info button and it gives them their info on the right there, rather than it taking you to a whole new page. And then when you go back, you lose your filters for your search function. You can now it opens it up as a new page. So I think that's slightly better.
Well, it's less clicks, isn't it? You're not constantly going back and forth.
Yep.
I'm with you, mate.
But yeah, it's got the supply in here. You can see price graphs, last sales. You can pick up straight into all the cards on the market. So it is sort of like more Sorare data-y.
I was just seeing that
included in the actual client itself. Which
do we get to the point where we don't need Sorare data, and that's £10 a month in the pocket?
I think it's a long way away, but I think it's probably one of Sorare's long-term goals, right? Is to provide all of that type of thing themselves once they've got, the rest of it up to date.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to like buy them out. Because it's such a good platform, isn't it, Sorare? Not that I'd pay for it.
They've done it very well. Yeah,
it is incredible. And, it took me about a year to realise they weren't even connected in terms of business-wise. You could quite easily think they come hand in hand. Like when you were first starting and buying a lot of cards, like you couldn't do it without Sorare, I don't think. Like couldn't do it informatively.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a partnership, haven't they? So I suppose
there's something there, though, isn't there? Because if you listen to Max's, Max in it from Sorare? Do you not think he's always a bit spiky about Sorare, even though they have a partnership? I feel like there's something else going on in the background there.
He is French, though, so it might just be the way he talks.
That is true. But then so is Julia.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. New toggle to switch lineup view on web. Yeah. Substitute scores are now live in the live match. Prize pools for monthly competitions are now visible in the game lobby. Just slightly passing over the bottle opener. Scarcity bonus details no longer visible.
Advertising there for Mike Bowen and whatever the other dickhead was called. What was his name?
Adam Cole.
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole.
Porn producer Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
Sorry to interrupt, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. Football Index. Always manage to get Football Index into everyone. But the main thing, apart from these rejecting offers, was the ability to exclusively add jersey items in the club shop and specific managers and top collectors. So this would make you think they're going to send shirts, tickets, hats, merch to the best collectors of different teams.
As into your available in your own account shop, do you reckon? Is that what you're thinking?
I think there'll be something hitting the the shop place where you spend your coins for sure.
Which is great, right? Because that means like it's almost like those shirts are secure for the collectors to a certain point. Like, and that's less like open to bots abusing the system. And
it's going to be those Sorare shirts, I reckon. Those Sorare football shirts, the ones that like the one that Messi wears in the video at the start when you're logging in.
Yeah.
People have said about it, isn't it? People have said about wanting those shirts, and like I wouldn't mind one of those shirts. I think they're reasonably cool.
What's concerning is like if they are doing this system, then I'm gonna have an Everton shirt available. That's like my biggest collection.
Well, you might not be high enough, mate. You might have to be.
Mate, I'm top 10. I'm 7th. What are you on about?
You're not 7th.
Yes, I am. 7th rare.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You ain't.
Probably not. Let's not check.
I'm going to check right now.
Maybe I have 7 cards. I've definitely seen the number 7 somewhere.
I'm 8th.
You're not 8th.
I'm 8th. You're 17th.
7th. There you go. Told you about 7 there somewhere.
I mean, to be fair, you're very high up for somebody who doesn't support Everton.
So, I think it's cool, right? I mean, I'm a top collector in one team, so I would like the chance to buy a shirt for coins or whatever. Cool. The thing is, how many people do you think they should reward? Because this is only the first person on each list. It's very hard to be the top in a category, especially now.
I'd say top 10 is fair. Top 20 max.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of people.
I think
across the season though.
Yeah, but that also will include like Pavel Trader, who's like just got them because he owns all the shit cards from FC Seoul.
Yeah, but how can you have an ambition to like blow up your market and you're like, well, we're not going past like 10, 20 shirts? Like that shows how small the actual real market is.
You times that by however many teams there are. That's stupidly a large amount of.
You've gone too far.
What, 20 shirts available for?
I reckon top three.
Yeah, there's 4 scarcities. I mean, you probably don't include unique, but
I mean, maybe you go something like top 5 for super, maybe like top 5 for rare, top 3 for limited, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they'll quite do it, but I'm excited to see how they do it.
Because I'm dead saying, sorry, he's still searching up that link.
Well, it's not appearing in the live chat. If that's what you're.
No, I put it in his Cantona thing, Cantona Kicker on Twitter. Unless I'm just sending it to some other random.
I think first place should get like a signed shirt. Maybe second gets a jersey. Third gets like a hat or something. I think maybe if you can get it to the top 3, there's got to be an incentive because getting 1 is very hard. So maybe
that's what you think.
Maybe. Oh, I'm number 1 in one category, but yeah, I think it's a really cool idea, and it incentivizes collections even more. So I think it's cool. How they implement it, you know, do you go to the shop, you have a limited time to pick it up, or it goes to the next person down?
Here's one. You get yourself a raffle, a ticket into the Rivals game, and then you have a game and the winner gets the shirt. Now Rivals is worth playing. There needs some jeopardy in it.
Yeah, but if I was first in collections and then I lost...
Stop being a little bitch. You got to be in it. Come on.
I think it's a cool update about how they implement it.
I like it, and I've been excited for it for a while, being top of Everton for.
Also, it's going to be annoying for you if you got last season's cards and you're the top collector and they did nothing, and then the new season starts. So when does this come out? What if the new MLS cards come out and then I get nothing for being this year's?
I feel like that's what they're going to do. Do you? It's like the Premier League.
When do they end? Like maybe last season's cards top collector gets like some sort of virtual something for a trophy cabinet. I don't know.
If you knew in advance, say Bristol City and the Championship came out in March, and we knew in advance what the top 3 collectors get, you know, they get a signed shirt or
before the next season cards come out, before the end of the.
I'd sell my whole gallery and rebuy.
Or VIP tickets, and you know, it's something I'd probably even aim for. But you know, you'd like to know what if it's tickets. It's not always ideal to get tickets because I joke about being San Jose's #1 limited collector. I don't want 2 random San Jose Earthquakes tickets because
I don't know. I think we could do that.
I can't afford to get out there. or just suddenly leave, unless it's a VIP package, which it won't be. So I think it's really cool, and I'm actually really excited to see what it is and how it's implemented.
It's a win.
And it's a win.
W.
Let's move on. AFCON. AFCON is back.
Yep. Bunasar's back for more.
Can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. Harrowing tale of Bunasar, who I picked up for last year's AFCON competition to lead my Senegal charge. Played 90 minutes every game and averaged between 4 and 11.
Can we go back? Can we go back to his stats for that?
It's not even an exaggeration, is it? It was genuinely, he was scrapping to hit 10.
Play 90 minutes, get a clean sheet, score 6.
It was incredible.
He was.
Every week.
bad.
It was the best. And he was like Bayern Munich player playing for Senegal.
He played the other night, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Well, he's back now, isn't he? He played for Bayern, yeah. He's had injuries, so he's back in time for this year's AFCON.
I kind of want one now. 18
You'll have to go all, I guess, because it was 2022.
Senegal.
What month is AFCON?
Here we go. Here's his AFCON scores, isn't it? The last ones that scored in April.
That seems way better than I remember it being.
They're all yellow.
Yeah, but that's not 10s and 1s, though.
But that's a lot of clean sheets in there.
That is clean sheets, you're right.
2 clean sheets and 35 and 40. I just remember you being absolutely distraught with him for the entire tournament.
So AFCON is back. We get to go again. Do you think it's a good tournament on Sorare? Do you think it's good that they've added it to the schedule?
I mean, yeah.
Cool, mate,
Why not add it? I mean, yeah, I don't think it detracts from anything. You know, it's good to have some extra utility. I'm not going to have a full AFCON team, including the goalkeeper, but I do have a few players. I recently bought Nicholas Jackson, and is rare, and I genuinely was thinking AFCON will probably get scored, so I'll get some extra utility from him for that. So that's good. I've got Tolu. I think you've got Tolu as well, Rick, potentially.
Yeah, I've got 5 6 players, no goalie.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Nuruddin, does he not play?
I don't think Nuruddin plays.
No.
He doesn't play for his club, so
No, he's but yeah, no, I think it's good to have a bit of extra utility for sure.
Was it a separate tournament last year? Was it
Yeah,
AFCON, little
I think it
AFCON?
might have been, actually, yeah.
They did have its own AFCON tournament, but I'm pretty sure you could still use them in the global competitions as well.
Gas, yeah.
So that'll be good for me. I'd use the outfield cards, mix it in. I like it. You know, I actually watched AFCON games last year that I wouldn't watch because I had some players in it. Yeah, more utility, the better. It can suck.
There's a serious amount of African players on Sorare as well, like stupidly large amount of AFCON cards. A lot more than if, you know, maybe South America's, well, actually, I think the Copa America is covered, isn't it? But like, there's a lot of cards. It isn't just like randomers. There is actually loads of good players that play in AFCON. So
it would suck if you had an Andre Onana or a Salah and suddenly you couldn't use them for a while. And now they have utility. And cards like the ones in Saudi, Koulibaly, Mendy, they now got, you know, their own tournament. So
I couldn't care less about it, if I'm honest, but I think it's a good move. Like,
when is it?
All purpose is utility, isn't it? That's why Sorare works as an NFT platform, is because of utility. The more they add, the better. Like,
would you buy for it? Would you buy anything for it?
No.
I mean,
you should you? But
having a player who's at AFCON is almost like a bonus of having a card. I wouldn't buy a player specifically for AFCON. I'd buy a player
though, to feel.
No, if it wasn't anything but a keeper, I probably would. But keepers are an expensive investment.
What about an Onana Limited?
I've got an Onana Limited. I'm talking about the rare level.
So you can play Cap 220 then.
I could play Cap 2. Is there a Cap 220 though? It's an AFCON special. I can't remember how it worked.
Is it going to cross over with the Premier League thing? It is, isn't it? Because I saw someone post their thing saying, "I'm ready for the Premier League thing," and it included Onana in his picture. And someone commented it saying, "Well, that's going to not have any utility for the last month of the Premier League comp, the winter comp, because he's going to AFCON." So, because I think it's January, right? I'm just having a look now.
March, I think, or maybe it was January.
No, it's most of January and a little bit of February, and obviously it depends how far they get in the competition as well. But and the winter comp goes to the end of January, doesn't it? Is that right?
Yes.
December,
Yeah, 11 game week.
So if you own an Onana rare or limited for the Premier League winter comp, then you're going to lose him for a month, which is quite a big thing for a lot of people, especially as he probably costs 50 quid at least for his limited at the moment.
Yeah.
You've got Salah as well will be there. There's plenty of big players that play in the Premier League that'll be gone.
Okay.
So that's something to think about. I don't think a lot of people have necessarily thought about that, especially as the person who posted the photo of him being ready for the winter comp then got retweeted by Sorare and was like, this guy's ready. And then everyone was like, well, he's got 2 or 3 African players there, so they're going to be missing for the whole month.
Each to their own, though. My tactic's been to pick up a lot of injured players who are coming back in December to target the back end of the winter tournament rather than the front end, because anyway, we'll do a little bit of winter talk, which is meant to be the main focus of this podcast today, and we are 49 minutes in and we haven't got there yet. I didn't really think Rivals' new trade offers and AFCON would take us this long, with a bit of Claire Balding mixed in. But we will get to it next. I will just recap one of our charity events. Obviously, we all have moustaches. We're doing Mo Rare, and we're raising money for various things. On last week's podcast, I challenged Johnny to Everton versus the world. Loser puts some gold in the pot. This is an Everton stack of his choice each week that they're playing. Obviously not this weekend, we can't do it. Versus any team that someone picks for us on the live chat, on the stream that I picked. First week, we gave Johnny the choice. He turned down an Atlas stack and he ended up playing...
Not on purpose. I would have chose Atlas if I knew it was Atlas.
He ended up playing a Hajduk split stack. The Hajduk split stack with the captain, who was the worst player on the team, got a 26. Yes. And you can see down here, they ended up in game week 423 with 238. Oh. The captain only picking up 29. 238 was the last one, right? That's game week 423 was the last game week.
Yeah, I think so. And they won as well, heavily, didn't they? I think I remember I was kind of keeping up to date with it because I saw they'd lost their clean sheet.
423. Yeah, that's correct. They only scored 238, the 5 players that we selected for Hajduk split. And obviously, as you may have seen, Johnny's champion Europe Everton team. Let's see if I can get it back up. Scored 288 points. Pickford, Tarkovsky, Mikolenko with a goal. James Garner and Dwight McNeil. Somehow, Hajduk split failed to beat the 5-man Everton stack.
Good job. I remember talking about good job I swapped Mikolenko in for Branthwaite because Branthwaite gave away a penalty. Probably had one of his worst games for us so far, and Mikolenko scored. So that might have been the difference.
So there we have it. You won week 1 of Everton versus the world. Everton beat Hajduk split. So I will make an extra donation to the pot this week. No game week this weekend because obviously Everton aren't playing. We'll go again next week. Maybe you had no idea what's going on.
I had no idea.
You can pick a random team to take on Everton next week.
Excellent. Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, Everton. You have won something.
Yes. Do Everton even have a game next week? We've got 2 internationals.
Not this weekend. They're playing next weekend. So we'll do it on next Thursday's show. So that was Everton versus the world. And now maybe let's talk about the winter tournament, which starts next weekend. That's launching along with the new Super Cap, isn't it? 220 Super Cap, which I'm also very excited for. Mainly because I can probably have a go at the Super Rare League because you don't really need a goalie, do you? You can use a rare goalie. So maybe 3 of the Super Cap leagues are in play. But alongside that is the winter tourney, the 500k available throughout 11 game weeks, multiple entries, Premier League players. If you had money was no issue to you and you wanted to pick 5 players to form the backbone of your Premier League squad, who would they be? Obviously, it's a cap 270, so this doesn't mean your dream team because you're not going to be able to play them all together. If I gave you free reign to pick 5 Premier League players, let's say SO5 wise, so I want you to give each position and an extra to form like the backbone of your 3 teams. So obviously they'll probably need to mix up because they cost a lot. Who are you picking?
I can start with a very obvious option if you'd like. I would definitely be,
mate.
I would definitely not Dwight McNeil. I'd definitely be picking Rodri as my banker. He's about the only one of the only maybe 2 or 3 nailed players in Man City's team. I'm not going to go give him some insights on him. He's one of the best players in the world right now, and I'd definitely try and get him in. The only problem with having him in is cap is so high, so you'd have to have someone with a lot lower cap to sort of cancel him out a little bit. But I think
it's in the 70s now, isn't it?
It's something stupid, but it's worth it. Like if you can get him in and someone whose cap is maybe like 30 and has come back from injury, you have to, and they get 40 and Rodri gets 80 every bloody game, then it's worth doing. Rodri would be my first name on the team sheet for sure. What about you, Jess?
I'd put in Ep32 because he's just come back from injury. His cap's dropped. I think I could be wrong, but I think he's roughly around a 52. I'm trying to get him myself. His value, I talk rares, but his value's probably around £100 now, unless it's gone mad. And he's nailed on. He takes a lot of the sets. He's the creative force in that team. And I don't know if you watched him last week, but
he did, against Everton.
He was on fire.
He's insane. He's an insane footballer, isn't it?
He's one of the best footballers I've ever watched at Ashton Gate. Like when he played for QPR, he was unbelievable as a kid, and like you knew he was going to go Prem. And he's apart from injuries, he's carried on. I think he's going to end up in a bigger club.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But what I like about him is he purposely goes out his way to take the piss out of opposition players, and I really like that.
Yeah, well, he looks like he has fun playing football. Like it's one of those.
He completely mugged Pickford off for his penalty on the weekend.
Oh, I know.
Just sort of trotted up to it and just scored and just went. No, he's
too good. But I love watching him. He scores well on So Rare, and I think for a player that quality, his cap is friendly at the minute. So they're the kind of players I search for.
You mentioned his price. Unfortunately, he's one of the players I really regret not pulling the trigger on because his rare was like 0.065. Yeah, it was really low for how good he is. I think it's gone up quite significantly now, especially now with the winter comp announcement. I'm just having a look, but you're looking at about £150 now. So it's not hugely gone up, but it's certainly more than the sort of £90 it was.
Yeah, it feels too much. Like 100 to 120 feels like the cap you should be playing on him.
Yeah, he's 55 is his cap at the moment.
There you go. He's gone up a bit.
I think if I was picking like my backbone of players, money no issue. The obvious thing here is to go get Rodri, Haaland, Alisson, Trent, etc., and use them as a. I think I like the sound of like a Højlund, who hasn't hit like the heights yet, but has shown really good promise. They're like the only bright spark at United, maybe with an Onana. Chelsea seem to be on the rise, playing exciting football. So like a Cole Palmer.
Would you have Cole Palmer as your Chelsea one? I guess he takes pens now as well, doesn't he?
He's looking the real deal, isn't he? He's gone from being like rotation at Man City to being the man at Chelsea.
The man. I'd like maybe a Reece James in there.
Injuries was the only thing with Reece James, but Reece James is fucking quality, isn't he? Let's be honest. Yeah. But
I think though the prices have obviously gone mad. Can you sustain that? If they don't do another tournament on the back of this, are these cards a good investment right now?
No, not unless you win. They're a good investment if you win. If you don't, it's a gamble, isn't it? You're basically going to watch your card value drop, which is fine if you're happy to hold them because there'll be more opportunities to make that money. But it is a risk.
There needs to be rolling continuous comps like this across all of Europe. Premier League, La Liga, Italy, then back round to Premier League again. Do you know what I mean? It should just be a continuous loop that should cover every single part of every year, to keep the prices of everyone going up like this. Well,
and do old seasons, make the secondary market move as well. Like because I don't know if you noticed, but the disparity in card prices is everyone's just chucking their old season cards to get the new ones for the key in. Like my play at the minute, I'm thinking about it is maybe I'll just pick up the secondary cards. Like
I've picked up some older cards, like Madison, for instance. Like,
well, I mean, I showed you earlier. I bought Harry Maguire today for like £8, and his new season card sold for £33.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference. But then they want to drive those new sales. That's what the point of this is. We'll give you cash. It's basically like a buy-in, isn't it? It's a tournament buy-in.
And it creates FOMO. Like I got 2 or 3 I want to play. Like I know if you didn't have cards, you'd be buying them.
Yeah,
and it makes less of a difference to Sorare for the older cards to lose value because they aren't auctions bought straight off Sorare. Like the new cards that are auctions are the ones they really, really, really care about. Like obviously they want a lot of secondary market interaction, don't they? Because they get a small fee. You know, it's good for the platform, but mainly they want the auction levels to be going for the roof.
The Twitter fire starters you got to watch out for because the ones that hold the old cards, the big accounts, will probably. It depends who you are, right? Like you boys couldn't give a shit because you'd be playing with the game and finding the wish. But there'll be others that are lazy on it and they'll just be looking at the value of their gallery, going, "Why is my cards dropping in price?" Da, da, da. And it's like there's an element of balance in that, but there's also an element of saying like, "Fuck you," like platform evolves, get with it.
Well, the old cards aren't losing any utility. They still enter in the same competitions to win the same prizes. Yeah. This is just an added extra. I do think it's important they build on this hype in one degree to protect the prices, right? They can probably do 2 of these in the season, maybe 3, but that's probably a bit of a squish.
In the same league, or what do you mean?
2 like Premier League go-arounds. They could go to something else. But then the Premier League prices probably dive off, don't they? But it's probably
does that matter again?
If they
they can't just continuously keep it high for everything all the time. There has to be a flow of money through the games. It can't just be everyone's high all the time, can it?
Yeah. But I mean, like if they went to Bundesliga, then those prices take off, don't they? Everyone's on that. So you could have a revolving door, makes sense, but Premier League's probably the most, the cherry, the apple of their eye. Like just ride that pony rather than bothering with anything else. Like just ride to the Premier League all the way home. And
I'm almost sure of it.
The problem is we all have the cards then, so we don't need to rebuy for season 2 because we've already done it. So. Yeah,
but if you were the person that's agreed some sort of deal with the Premier League with Sorare, right? If you're the equivalent of the Bundesliga, because someone from the leagues has to agree to have the partnership with Sorare, right? If you're the Bundesliga person, you'd be like, let's do it with Bundesliga. Like you'd want them to do it. Like it gets the buzz around the Bundesliga a little bit.
I think these things are now an important part of Sorare and we'll continuously see them, and they're very important for the ecosystem. And if you want to pay to play and pay for entry to like win the big bucks like I do, like a lot of people do, then I think it's a great idea. I think rotating leagues are the best idea, but I think we'll see the Premier League more often than anything else. But like an MLS one sounds really cool. But yeah, just getting away from the point, but it is important. Do you have any teams to aim for? Number of teams you want to aim for? Stack ideas? Maybe away from the main ones. Obviously, a Cap 270 allows you to go for fixtures or maybe other teams. You don't need to win every week, do you? It's not rolling scores. This is one-off weeks. Yeah. So Burnley, Luton, you might decide Burnley's the week. You don't have to have Man City players every week. Is there anything out there,
Well, you've just stolen my exact thing I was going to say. So Burnley, I think, have got very good fixtures during that time. They've got Sheffield United and Luton at home. Obviously, Burnley, I think, are actually bottom of the league right now. But they're a lot better than Luton, Sheffield United in terms of the way they play. I do think they've had a quite tough start to the season in terms of fixtures. And I still think they'll probably struggle and, probably get relegated because of the start they've had, but they'll do a lot better than Luton and Sheffield United will.
Even when Everton get those 12 points taken off them.
Nah, that's not happening, mate. That's not happening. That is not happening. To be honest, Everton have started so well. I feel like if we lost 12 points, we'd probably still stay up.
I told you this like 3 weeks ago, and you said absolutely no chance, mate. You're mad.
Well,
we won. We stay up. We lost 12 points. You're mad. And now
we were on 7 points at the time. But yeah, no, I think Burnley have got some good fixtures. I think Brentford are a team that have got some good fixtures as well. They've got Sheffield United and Luton as well in that time frame. You know, what is it, 11 game weeks? So it's, you know, likely that you're going to be.
Everyone's going to have good and bad.
Everyone's going to have good and bad, but I was particularly looking for teams that were playing Luton, Sheffield United in that little stretch. The only difficult thing with Burnley, when compared to Brentford, is that Burnley rotate a lot. They've got I wouldn't say they've got a good squad. They've just got a lot of players that are very similar to each other, so they do rotate a fair bit. But you got players like Sander Berge. I know you boys are on Josh Brownhill, you know, to hopefully come good. But they do have some good players at Burnley, to be honest with you, and they're players as well, which I think if you do buy and they end up being absolute tosh, getting relegated, they could either go on to play somewhere else in Europe or stay in the Championship and do really well. Like Brownhill was like a £400 player not that long ago. Like
he's a proper player.
Yeah,
like,
he's a proper player.
He's got the lot. Burnley are in a hard spot, aren't they? Because their way of playing under company is not working. But and that's because they're not good enough as a team. But
I think they're creating chances. They can't. They got Jay Rodriguez still. Why is he still playing there? Like the Lyle Foster, I think, is a decent player, but he's having
mate, Zeki Amdouni. Good striker.
Swiss representation.
Genuinely a very good striker. Like
legit. Yeah, but he's not ready now, is he? Like they need someone that's ready now, not like past it like Jay Rodriguez or could be good in a couple of years. They need to buy someone like Danny Ings, like get him back.
But just weird is all three of us on the same night, without talking prior, scoped it all out and then started buying Burnley players based on matchup. I've got two. Have you got one, two? Have you got three?
I've got a couple, yeah, I think. I bought Sander Berge rare, which I thought was dirt cheap. It was like 25 quid or something stupid.
I spoke to what's his name? Adam from Make It a Double.
Yeah.
He's obviously a big Burnley boy, isn't he? And he said Bayer is the one to get in defence. I'm bought. That's my plan.
Yeah, I think Bayer's about 45 quid at the moment for his rare. And you look at his scores from the Championship, like, you know, obviously going from the Championship to Premier League is a big step, but yeah. So Bayer was the guy I bought for third place for the Beat the Boys League in the end. I was going to go for Brownhill, but I went for Bayer. But yeah, Burnley have fixtures. Brentford, obviously, they're going to potentially get Tony back, although he's trying to push a transfer through as well. But I think that'll end up being
a contract today.
Well, yeah, they're trying. It's not official though, is it? He's trying to put a transfer clause in it, where if someone offers like 55 mil, then he'll go. Because he's.
I'd love to see him though. Wouldn't you love to see him at Chelsea or Arsenal? See how good he can be. I actually quite like him. I think he's decent.
I think I'll do. I wouldn't love to see it because I want to see every other team in the Premier League do shite apart from Everton. But I do think he'll do well. I think Arsenal will come in for him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cap 270 is really important in this, right? Because it gives you the options to go and do stuff. Like I said, I was looking at injured players to focus on the second half a bit stronger, like Jesus, Casemiro, Lissandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Botman.
And Nkunku's a great one.
And Nkunku, yeah. You know, players like that. Pedro Neto's out, isn't he? You know, it's just one tactic. But what Cap 70 does allow you to do is use up the heavy hitters, the big boys, as the old season cards, and then get creative and do your research and pick up the lower teams as the new cards, which are like comparatively not cost a lot. Like I could run my Rodri and Haaland old season limited cards and then maybe run some stacks of the lower teams that I've done some research into for the fixtures. Like I had a look when we were talking about this beforehand, and I saw a couple of nice goalie defender stacks. Flecken and Pinnock at Brentford. I was watching someone else.
Weirdly good, isn't he?
He's very strong scorer. I saw Quinny
from like decisives. He gets a lot of goals, man.
Yeah, I saw Quinny's video earlier, and he picked those two out as well. Flecken and Pinnock were the ones that I'd seen look really good. Crystal Palace have got some good fixtures, and they got Johnson, who's got the ability to put in good scores, and Anderson at the back. That was another pairing I liked.
Well,
Gay's good as well.
And
Yeah.
66 at the minute.
Yeah. Neto at Bournemouth is back in, stuck a 74 in his return. With Lloyd Kelly, ex-Bristol City legend Lloyd Kelly, who's getting linked to AC Milan and every other big team in Europe. So that was a bit of value there. Those are three like defensive pairings I saw that I liked. And also, I was looking at after utility. You know, once this is over, teams in Europe, midweek utility was the best way I could think to, if they didn't do another competition, season 2 of the Prem, how to like keep those value in your cards. So
Euros, mate, all day.
Euros, another great shout. There you go. That's what you're here for.
Zeki Amdouni, get him in. Brand new card for Burnley. Watch him smashing the doubles against Sheffield United and Luton.
Double.
Bring the money in. Go to the Euros. Watch Switzerland take it home.
Switzerland might struggle to get there after they bottled it
Yeah,
again.
they might not be there, mate.
This next match is going to be fucking grim.
When is it? Can we meet up and watch it?
No. I'm going to do what you do when Everton have an important game, and I'm not going to talk to any of you.
Yeah, stay in a dark room.
And I'm going to challenge you on Rivals and pick
and Jesse won't even look at it. Woo!
Not checking in. Red or Dead can have my account. I'm out.
I think, so that's a really good point, though. Euros. I hadn't thought about that. Another great way to
Everyone
keep
I
going.
buy, I think,
AFCON as well.
AFCON.
And then if you're going to do that, utility built into the cards. But I was thinking, like, if you built a West Ham stack, it can't be that expensive comparatively to like a top 4 and conceived top 4 team. And they're still in. They're going to go through, aren't they? I think they were top of their group. So that gives you like running midweek utility. But you could do that with the Champions League teams or anyone else that goes through. So that was how I was trying to look at it. That like Brentford, Palace, and Bournemouth are nice, but what's holding up those new player prices if there isn't a season 2? Whereas like West Ham, Newcastle, players going to the Euros.
There's no good winning 40 quid, is it? If your player drops 40 quid the next week, like that's what you have to balance out. Like, what are you, or do you just want to play and you want that player? Like, to your point, the AFCON is a good one because that's an exit point potentially after playing that cap mode or the winter tournament. So that could be a perfect exit to still retain the price, get out, and you keep your winnings as well.
Yeah, play the tournament, sell them when they go to AFCON when the price is still up. Move on. Nice. I mean, I'd be happy to win a few $8. You know, I don't expect to come first. I just want to be involved.
You like playing though, don't you?
I just start playing. I enjoy it. It's fun. I just start playing so rare. I just want to play more so rare. If I can play more so rare, I'm happy. I'd love to win $8. Maybe if I got $20 once, I'd lose my mind and we'd do a whole podcast on me opening my £20 winnings.
We should start a new one called FOMO Rare because we just get FOMO and want to just literally do everything. I'm the same as you.
Is that where I'd go around FOMOing people that still have both arms working?
Fuck me, Eze's £210 at the minute at auction. Yes. What's going on?
Swiss Mafia has come over just to browse the market and send ludicrous offers to people.
Unbelievable.
Anything else to add? Any other players, teams you aim for? Any?
I mean, you know, if I was buying players, obviously you try and go for the main teams. But most of my new season cards are Everton, so I'll be running my limited Everton stacks. I think I'll be doing two limited teams and one rare team. What is that? Is the way you're doing your 3 teams as well, I presume, or are you going to go 2 rares and 1 limited?
I'm probably going to run 3 limiteds and 2 rares. Unfortunately, one of my rare teams is going to be Everton.
I thought it was you had 3 across the entire scarcity. Is it 3 per?
3 per scarcity, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I misread that bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be multi-entry if you just entered 1 at each level, would it? You do that anyway. Yeah, so I think I've got 2 rares. So I've got a Neto and I've got a Burn Leno, so I can enter 2 rare teams maximum.
Well, I've only got 3 rare new season cards, so I've just got 1 rare team.
Pardon?
You bought a Leno rare, have you?
I bought a Leno rare. Yeah.
I like Leno. I rate him as a keeper.
I put him as my goalkeeper to watch in our pre-season preview. The best goalie of the season.
He was value, wasn't he, at the start?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably one of those keepers will be running with an Everton stack each week, and then something else, and I'll have an Everton stack in limited because unfortunately Johnny has polluted us so much that we all own a ridiculous amount of Everton cards. There are so many Dwight McNeils going around our friendship group; it is insane.
I was trying to get rid of him earlier. Try and trade him out.
How much you want for him?
150, mate. He's yours.
I'll give you a PlayStation 4 for him.
Absolutely not. I know where that's come from.
I would say that I think Everton are actually quite a good play. Unfortunately, in this, they seem to be improving.
They've been found out though. There's too much talk about it. They used to be a bit of a hidden gem. Now everyone knows about it.
Are you saying that So Thursday Club have outed Everton's success to the world, and now everyone is aware of it?
I've seen Laird talking about it on his pod.
Oh, yeah.
Out.
Global, baby. I like it.
John Nellis bought an Everton stack.
There you go.
For the
Everton are good. We're actually
We need to
playing
find a
well.
new shit team to follow, John. Who's next?
Everton in about 6 months.
The team of STC. The team of STC.
You need to think of a new one, yeah. Maybe let's go non-Premier League. Let's go like who's in the Championship that's covered? Like Millwall. Are they doing any good?
I can't follow Millwall, mate.
No.
Yeah,
No way. Grim.
Anyway,
Coventry, great. We like Coventry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Burnley might be the shout.
Burnley is the shout. They'll be in Championship next season. Sorry, mate. You're trying to get away and we're not letting you. Go on.
No, I like it. I like how we digress to picking a new team to support. But there we go. We are 1 hour, 10 minutes in. I think that's pretty solid. We do have the Moustache top tip of the weekend still to go. So this is another charity raising idea. We each pick one player for the weekend who has a glorious moustache. Lowest score of the game week puts extra gold in the pot. So let me get last week's up just to refresh. Johnny went for Murali Sir Kira.
I think you find it's Mo Rillo.
Mo Rillo. A very small moustache there, but we let him count. He got a yellow card in a 3-0 win.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
3-0 win and he got a 37. That is
really awful. Like, look how good his AA is usually. It's awful.
Yeah. So, and I put up against him Omar Marmouche, who I think has a much more powerful moustache.
No, it's not his name, mate. It's Omo.
Omo.
Momosh.
That's some scores.
He got an assist in a full draw for 70. So I won that. So 1-1 in competitions between us this weekend. So you owe some extra gold into the pot as well. So we move on to this weekend, an international game week and La Liga 2. So I have gone for Gabri Martinez as my pick. I picked him solely on the tash and the evil sideways glare he's doing with that lovely soul patch beard he's got going on as well. So my pick is Gabri Martinez. I don't know.
Tell us a little bit about Gabri Martinez.
Well, under 23 until July 2027. So I was quite impressed with his very thin pencil moustache at only 20 years old.
Looks like a Johnson moustache.
Yeah, I mean, that's
he looks old, and I was 14 when he was born.
I was just impressed at 20 to have that level of moustache. Here you go. Here's a better version of him. It's got almost a people's eyebrow going on as well.
Got a side part in there as well. I like it.
It's a better version of Anthony.
Yeah. Plays for Miranda, which is my least favourite comedian on TV.
Miranda. I quite like Miranda.
There you go.
Bit weird.
You like Miranda, but you don't like Rivals. I'm questioning our friendship right now.
Okay, so I put
you
forward...
like Everton. Shut up.
I don't like them. I didn't choose them.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Jesse.
Yes.
I believe you have picked...
I thought very hard about this. Long and hard.
And picked a player that's home to Gibraltar this weekend.
Just feels right that...
But Jesse's not losing then.
Usmain this week is going to absolutely... I don't know what you boys think about him. I think he's been grossly overrated for years. I know he's had lots of injuries, but I never actually thought he was that good. I've seen flashes of him.
He's one of those people that if you were to put a YouTube video together of his best bits, he would look like the best player that's ever existed.
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, he's either injured or non-existent.
So I never buy his card, but like for the purposes of this comp and the fact that he's got an easy matchup, and the top lip game he's got going on, for me, he's an absolute banker this week. So yeah, I think you boys are going to struggle to take the man down.
I think he's an exceptional player. Very, very naturally gifted, exceptional player.
We watched him live at your stag. I know you weren't live.
Against Bristol City. He played for Plymouth, didn't
he? He looked about as good as the other winger that day. What was his name? Traore.
Try Hardy.
This is a very nice Tash and chin strap combo. Very smart and well held together. So I maybe should have thought about my fixture a bit more.
A little bit scared now, aren't you?
Will they rotate though?
I almost picked someone called Chicky because he had a nice roast moustache and he sounded like Ricky. But instead, so yeah, well done. That's a great fixture. Our only hope is that he's benched, right? And they rotate. And then
I think we'll have 2 fixtures in the game week, though, right? Are we saying they have to play the weekend fixture though?
No, he just has to play. If he's got 2 games, it's not his fault, is it?
Another thing
I think we'll see. We'll see how he goes.
I have not thought about this either, so now I'm feeling even more stupid.
For those of us that do our research, this is how we arrive to winning that pot of gold.
I've gone for Kylian Mbappe. He's got a slight bit of moustache stubble. No, so I've gone for. I'll let you put it on your screen because it's easier. I've gone for your boy Arthur Thiat.
Oh yeah,
boy.
He's good, isn't he?
So he's not doing particularly well at the moment in terms of scoring, but he has got a fruity little moustache and goatee combo there.
Soul patch.
Yeah, along with the perm. The Jesse Virts perm. He's actually looking a lot like Jesse Virts is right now.
Yeah. In fact, if I pulled it off my forehead, I've also got that.
Yeah, please don't pull it off on the screen.
No, got that game going on as well.
Yeah, but they've got a good fixture. I think they might. Do they have just one fixture? I think they've got one fixture. A home to Azerbaijan. Hasn't been doing particularly well for his club, but does seem to do very well for Belgium. And I think he's going to play. If you were to just filter by Belgium, I think his last 2 scores are in the 90s for Belgium. So a solid little player.
He's actually a very good player. If you watch him live or watch him on in games, he's actually a quality player.
Arthur Thiat, 100% chance to start against Azerbaijan according to pick scores.
What's his price for a rare at the minute?
And you're able to tell me his last couple of scores for Belgium when he's played?
Yes, his current price in rare is £72. I own one, very good player, still under 20.
Absolute bargain.
Under 23 till next year.
That is value, actually.
Last scores when playing for Belgium is 41 and a 12.
Yeah, ignore the 12 because that's it.
Ignore those, but the scores before that pretty solid.
Yep, I'll be using him this weekend. Fingers crossed. Jesse has a Dembele, who we are.
Usman.
94% chance to start home to Gibraltar in an A matchup.
He's going to absolutely spank them. France are the play this week.
I kind of feel like you're cheating. I kind of feel like you're cheating picking him, to be honest, mate.
Yeah. It's almost like he turned up to my house and had no idea what we were doing, and then just picked one of the players off my shortlist.
He's that good a pick. It does feel like that.
The person who's marking him has had to ask for a time off from his manager so he can play the game.
I'm pretty sure we played against him at 5-a-side this week.
Yeah, probably have.
So if you look at the matchups for this weekend, obviously England are the plum tie, and then you've got the French up there. Kazakhstan, the 3rd best pick of the game week, home to San Marino.
They're weirdly quite a good team now. I don't know if we've seen any of them, but Kazakhstan are solid. Decent side.
And then Belgium, Thiat's in there. Swedes have the game against Estonia. Spain, so all the big hitting nations in here.
You see, Morata's good again. Speaking of Spain, I mean, I've never rated him, but he's on fire at the minute.
He's doing well. Didn't play tonight, but yeah, got compared to
He's
Haaland.
the king.
the week,
He's the king of big chance missed and offside. He's going to get you like negative 18 through those every week, but he's probably going to score you 2 goals and get an assist.
He's mentally weak, isn't he? Like he goes through streaks and then suddenly he falls apart.
He's like a modern day Inzaghi.
Here's Miranda down here. So here's my player away to El Dents.
Good luck,
so,
mate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think I might be in trouble. Any do-overs allowed?
What's a do-over?
Repick.
No.
Okay, just checking. All right, that was Moustache top tip of the week. Loser in this 3-way tie puts more money in the pot. That was also a tiny little international game week preview. I feel like we've been going on quite long enough now that we can call it for the evening. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to anyone that's still listening. I question your sanity slightly, but we appreciate your support. If anyone's still here or if anyone's watching this on a later time, please like and subscribe. It makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Once again, thanks for joining us at the Sorare Thursday Club and the Sorare Lounge. We appreciate your support and we will see you again next week. But for now, that is all. Viva the Thursday Club.
Up the Toffees.
Up the Switzernati.
Go against your Tashi picks of Joan Lucero, Fortazella.
We're still live, Rick, so just...
Don't say anything hateful. There you go, Red or Dead.
We're reading Red or Dead.
Tashi picks Jean Lucero, Fortazella. And on that note,
Fortaleza, mate.
Fortaleza. And on that
Up the
note,
Toffees.
Viva the Thursday Club.